Invisalign or even jaw surgery, just things that are changing your jaw shape all around, obviously because it's moving structures in your mouth and things are changing. So have you ever had Invisalign or braces? No? Okay. Yeah, wisdom teeth not so much because it doesn't really affect the shape of your jaw unless it's very severely, just very severe, you know what I mean? But usually wisdom teeth being taken out don't affect it. Maybe if your face is a little bit swollen, that could affect it temporarily, but not usually. Okay, so another thing that may affect your face shape is your sleeping position. Do you have a favorite side that you like to sleep on? Yes, so do I. So sleeping on one side most of the time does deplete a little bit of collagen and elastin, and the decrease in one side may make it look a little bit flatter compared to the other side, okay? So keep that in mind. Then another thing that may influence your face shape is, of course, age, okay? How old are you? Alright, maybe not too far over the face shape changing age, but of course your face is probably a little bit different to when you were a teenager or a child. A little bit less fat, baby fat as you grow older, and also as you age, your features slightly go downwards. They slightly, I don't want to say sag, but they're not as lifted as they would soft edges that aren't too wide or oversized, such as a soft cat eye, again, oval or soft square. And for hair, they look good with longer styles, but could also have shorter styles with a lot of volume in the top to balance it out. Once again, just to balance it out. Okay, and then the last face shape that we have is oblong. Oblong, oblong, oblong. So this is a long and narrow bone structure that suits softer and taller frame shapes, such as a square, a rounded base, and aviator, aviator, aviator. For hair, they look good with shorter hair and shorter layers, as well as curls in the body to make the face look wider. So, now that you have heard about the main face shapes and the descriptions of what suits them, before we start the measurements and actually determine your face shape, do you have any thoughts or feelings about what you think you might be? Do you have confidence in any glasses frames that you think definitely suit you, and or hairstyles that you think make you look good? That's okay, that's okay. I feel the same way. I vaguely know what hairstyles don't look good on me and what glasses don't look good on me, but I do have trouble determining my own face shape well, not all of them, but some of them, so it is difficult to determine your one specific face shape. But the good news for you is that you can basically do whatever makeup, hairstyle, wear whatever glasses you want, because you do have a unique face shape, but it is one of the ones that suits a lot of things, okay? So it is closer to oval. It is closer to oval, but you do have a little bit of diamond in there, and a little bit of heart, okay? A little bit of heart, a little bit of heart. So that is good news for you. I know it can be a little bit maybe frustrating to be ambiguous about, you know, what kind of face shape you have, but if you book an appointment for next year, we can do this again, and you might have a more specific result due to getting older. Maybe you started sleeping on the other side of your face and things like that. So would you like to book an appointment for next year as well? Yes, okay, great, with me. Thank you, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Okay, so what date do you think you're free? Yes, in 1 year. Okay, just the same day as today.